So how have these last just few weeks of relaxing, kind of refreshing in preparation to start this bowl season?
It's been a little different. I think 2 weeks of the coaches being out of the building recruiting, it was kind of on us with the strength staff to be able to keep the focus. We kind of knew who we were getting for the most part all along, so got to prepare just a little bit. But kind of as the coaches got back, it's been a great week of preparation. We get an extra week next week in San Antonio, but we're locked in. We're focused on Oklahoma being able to. It's a great opportunity, so being able to lock in and get ready to go.
What have your conversations with your dad been like during this 6-game run?
It's like I told a lot of people, that's always been my biggest role model, my biggest idol. So he's always been my biggest fan, but also my biggest critic. So he's the one that when everybody is talking highly of me, he's the one to bring me back to earth. He's the one to kind of keep me humble and tell me what I need to do better. So he's been just like it's been my entire life. He's been my biggest fan, but at the same time, he's been my biggest critic, and he's been real critical on all the things I need to get better at.
What will he break down for you to bring you back down to earth?
Just little things. Body language for sure. That's something a lot of people don't really watch, really see. So just the way I'm kind of carrying myself on the sideline, things that I do that I don't recognize I'm doing, he's the one that kind of talks about it and brings it to my attention. And then just regardless of how good the game is, he'll bring up those couple bad plays that I have, and being able to, like I said, be real critical about when everybody's talking about a broken record, he's the one that's bringing up the interception or bringing up a missed throw. So, like I said, he's been a big role model for me because of his tough love.
So I've spoken with some of your family members this week, and they talked about how growing up you weren't really into like video games or other things that kids were into. You were always just focused on football. What was it about football that made you gravitate towards that?
I was in a video game. I wasn't. I guess I wasn't in the cartoons. I wasn't in the toys and things like that. But so.
But the only video game you played was Madden, right?
Yeah, I played. I love Madden. There's other games I played, but the thing about football was always that was always my family. That's kind of the way, in my mind, that was the way that I could make them proud. So I have two uncles that played Division I football and played in the NFL. So football was always. My uncle Vinny, Steven Fifita, he went to Utah, ended up playing at the Dolphins and the Patriots, but he wasn't home a lot. He would be out coaching, he'd be out playing. So football was the way that I kind of connected with him. And every time he came home, he would come watch my games. So those were always the biggest games for me growing up and in high school. Being able to show him that I had greatness in me, and show him that I could follow the example that he set for me. So that was just kind of. I would guess I was forced to play football, but I loved it so much because of my family.
And then he was saying that when he was at Idaho State, you came to a camp as a middle schooler, and he put you in the game, and then you led the team down for a touchdown drive. What can you remember about that?
I remember we had little scrimmages, and my cousin was in high school at the time, so we really went to the camp for him, try to get him an offer, try to get him some attention. But my uncle was a coach, so like I said, I didn't get to see my uncle a lot growing up. But when I did, I always made sure that I tried to make a good impression. So he threw me in the game. I was in 8th grade. It was a high school camp. He threw me in. It was like a little scrimmage, but he threw me in the scrimmage, and I don't really remember, but I remember just kind of trying to my entire life, my entire career was to make him proud.
Caught up with your coach from Servite, Troy, this week, and he talked about how proud he was to see you and T-Mac and Jacob and everyone just going out there doing your thing. What does it mean to you to represent Orange County, Juice County, as you call it?
It's awesome, and we love the support from everybody, from Servite, from the Buckeyes. I just saw an article come out. I didn't even know there was an article coming out. I got some text about it. I ended up reading it, but it was a great article, and I just appreciate everybody continuing to support. It's been we're a couple years removed from Servite High School now, but still the Servite faithful still supporting us on social media, still sending us texts, and I get texts every week from faculty and staff at Servite, so it's so awesome. We really appreciate the support.
That 53-yard pass you threw to T-Mac in the first half at Tempe. Describe what you saw in that window. I mean, there were 4 defenders and he was in the middle of the diamond there, and you just threaded it. What are you seeing in that instance?
That's just the preparation aspect of it all week. Just the film that Coach Fish shows us, the cut-ups that Coach Jimmy showed us, and we got the premium look that we wanted, a 2-shell, and it also goes to trust. And I've been playing with this guy for 6 years now. I know that even in windows like that, he's going to make me right. So I knew he was going to be able to carve it in front of the safety, despite how low he was. And at that point, you're just in the moment. And we were in a good spot, having a good first half, and Coach Fish ended up calling it. We're coming out of a TV timeout, so I got to think about it a little bit. But it's just trusting Coach Fish, trusting T-Mac, and he did all of the hard work on that one.
Do you even marvel that, as good as he is, that he was so wide open in that game?
I think he a lot of people just think he's open because of play designs and because of busted coverages, but he has a real knack for finding open space, and I think that's what makes him special. It's not just his catching ability, but he's extremely smart. He has a great football IQ, and little do you know that some of those routes that he's open are improvisations by him. So he's just such a great player in so many ways, and I think it doesn't show on TV how great he is.
Of all the positions, why did you end up playing quarterback?
Yeah, that's actually a funny story because when I was young, my two uncles were defensive linemen and my dad was a linebacker. So my little brother's a linebacker. We've always been a defensive family. They actually put me at linebacker and offensive tackle my first year, but our quarterback couldn't take a snap. And my dad was a head coach, so he ended up moving me to quarterback because I was the only person that he could hit and cuss out at that age. So he ended up putting me at quarterback because I could take a snap. And then my grandpa kind of taught me how to throw a football, and the rest is history.
How old?
I was 5 at that time.
How do you?
Cussing you out at 5.
That's the tough love part, I guess.
How do you mentally handle success with all the wins, your name being thrown around with award conversations, and obviously a big bowl game coming up? How do you handle all that and still remain focused at the task at hand? You've been able to stack these wins now.
Definitely my family, leaning on my family. They're the ones that kind of keep me humble, but also being able to get away from social media, get away from all the spotlight stuff. So just being with my family, being with my friends, being in the facility, and then my faith. And there's a lot of Bible verses that's kind of got me through this. Being able to listen to sermons, being able to just kind of find ways to not give in to earthly pleasures. And one of the Bible verses that's kind of helped me was Galatians 6:9, that says, "Do not grow weary of doing good deeds, for in due time you'll reap the benefits if you don't give up." So just kind of staying focused, being in the moment, and then not letting success kind of affect my mindset.
Is that where your poise comes from?
Definitely my faith in my family, for sure.
What's the key to not getting passes batted down?
I don't really think about it, to be honest. It's kind of finding different arm angles, finding different windows, but my offensive line does a great job creating windows, creating space, but I don't think I took a sack the last 2 games, so offensive line gets a lot of credit for that, as well as play designs.
What do you remember about being a 5-year-old?